Hi everybody, Sam and I are happy to have you join us here for the Spartan Sports Report. As you can see, we have no chair in the middle with anybody in it. So Sam, that means?
Well, it's fall break at Fayette County School Corporation, and now that they have a whole week off instead of a couple of days, a lot of people take advantage of that and take a trip.
Can't blame them.
I'd like to go myself.
Okay, I guess all the fall uniform for sports are put in storage now, cleaned and put in storage till next August at CHS.
Yeah, I would think it would be that we had some runners and the football team. Of course, the football team fell the other night to Richmond. Hard-fought battle, a game, Fran, that for the first half they were right in that. Right in that game, down 12-7 at halftime, but Richmond came out and was able to score repeatedly there in the second half, and too bad because I really thought the kids played pretty well in the first half and had a shot at winning their first game of the season.
But like in about every game, crucial mistakes at crucial times.
And that's what we saw, turnovers. Turnovers were the bugaboo all year. I think that other ways the kids played well, but just seemed like way too many turnovers, and they ended up shooting themselves in the foot. Right,
31-7 was the final score in the ball game, and as you pointed out, the Spartans were winless in this football season.
They were. They worked hard though, and I told Coach before the game that I had seen some steady improvement throughout the season for the guys, but just in this off season, they're just going to have to work harder and get stronger. You know, we had some young players out there, and it seems like every year we have young players. So I would hope that the kids that are coming back that are going to be juniors and seniors, that they really think about this. And yes, it's hard to lose, and it's hard to go 0-10. I understand all that, but unless you come back out and give it a shot again, you'll always be 0-10. There will be opportunities if you continue to hit the weights and get stronger. And you only have 4 years eligibility, and once that's gone, you never get it back.
That's right.
But the kids that did hang in and stay with the team, I commend them. That Coach was talking about the Richmond team, that they were getting discouraged there, and they had several leave. We had more players on the sidelines than Richmond did, which is pretty amazing, I think.
That was. But and then speaking of 10, we had 10 seniors, and you feel for these kids, especially if they don't play in any other sports at CHS.
Yeah, you do. You do, but I think they can hold their heads high, Fran.
I think so.
They did stick with it and stuck it out, and they're still a Spartan.
Always be a Spartan.
Exactly.
They'll always be a Spartan. Here's how area teams did in the sectional. Cambridge City was 0-10. They lost to Edinburgh 24-12. Centerville's 5-5. They lost to Indianapolis-Scena 42-2. Franklin County is 2-8. They lost to East Central 41-6. Richmond 2-8, as we said, they went over the Spartans. They play Friday at home against Mooresville, who defeated Beech Grove 49-21. I was a little bit surprised at that score.
Yeah, although Mooresville, I think, ranked in the top 5 in 4A, and a very good football team. So we could have been playing them right here at Spartan Field.
They both had, Beech Grove and Mooresville both had 8-1 records, I believe, on the season.
Yeah, they did, but you look at Mooresville's schedules compared to Beech Grove's schedule, a big difference. Mooresville played a lot more competition. Beech Grove, I don't know if they had a success factor and moved up or just the enrollment was up, but most of their schedule was 2A and 3A teams.
I didn't realize that. That's a good point. Rushville is 5-4. They didn't play Friday in the sectionals first round. They go to Indianapolis Friday and meet Chittard. That won over Indianapolis Ritter 40-7.
That won't be easy. Chittard, another one of those schools. Of course, they're 3A school, but they're right at the top, and that's going to be tough for the Lions.
Of course, we know the Spartans winless this year, but Rushville was winless last year, and look what they did this year.
Yeah, they won 5 games.
They turned it around. Absolutely.
So, yeah, and they had been, as you said, winless, and came back and had a great season. And we're in a lot of games, even the ones they lost, that seemed like that the score was pretty close.
Wish the Lions the best of luck.
Oh, I do. I
do
do.
too,
And,
right.
you know, I kind of stay in touch with, I've got a friend that works in the press box over there, and of course, our sister station,
Yes.
94.3, carries all those games.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of a kinship there, although I don't wish them too much luck, especially when they're playing the Spartans.
No, and their luck when they cross that Gray Road city limits out there.
That's
When
right.
they come to Connorsville, why it's all no Rushville.
Exactly.
Other teams in the EIAC conference is how they did. Batesville is 8-2. They defeated Greensburg 59-19, and they host Lawrenceburg Friday. Lawrenceburg is 5-5. They won over North Harrison 22-14. South Dearborn 8-2. They defeated Jennings County 48-16. They're home Friday to East Central, and I guess we should feel for them as they play East Central.
We should, but there's another program that really turned it around, South Dearborn. I think they're the surprise here of Southeast Indiana, as well as
8-2.
the EIAC. 8-2 is great, going against a very good East Central team, and that's a big rivalry. You know, they're both right there in Dearborn County.
Right.
So.
Right. Should be a good ball game. But I was surprised at South Dearborn. Were you when you
Yes,
saw
I was.
Were you?
I was, because we had pretty much had our way with them the last several years, and they've turned that program around. So that's one of those things. I know they had a lot of seniors on that team, or do have a lot of seniors on that team, but they're again another example of hanging in and hanging tough, and staying with it, and good things will come.
I was glad to see South Dearborn because they've struggled both in football and basketball over the years. So it was good to see them go. I guess that takes care of football. What do you think?
Well, until next August.
Well, I might mention one more football game. Wonder if Purdue fans have ever come back to earth yet after beating Ohio State.
Well, I think they'd be on cloud nine. I watched that game, and it was hard for me because I can't root for either team. But what a game they had.
49-20. Who would have believed that? Who would have thought that was going to happen?
The Buckeyes are in shock. They have.
I would think so. I'll bet their practices today under Urban Meyer are not pretty things.
They probably got on the bus Saturday night and went back to Columbus and worked on things.
I'm not sure I'd get on the bus with him after a game like that, because who knows what happened. But I watched the game too, and I thought Purdue the speed of Purdue kept those Buckeyes baffled all night long.
Nothing wrong.
No, nothing wrong.
It was amazing. So.
I mean, when they were going to punt and that kid grabbed the ball and ran around and into the end, I mean, as you say, everything worked for them. They didn't make a mistake.
They didn't.
Through the entire ball game.
And the other thing, the young man that has cancer that was there. And,
gosh.
You know,
Tyler Trent's his name.
Really heartwarming story there.
Yes.
And wow, that's got to be tough. But he got to see his Boilers win.
He's a sophomore at Purdue, I guess, and the poor kid. I mean, you feel for him.
Well, we'll pray for a miracle for him.
Yes. But and they credited him with a lot of why they won.
Yep.
Inspiration. Yes.
Can motivate. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Purdue plays like that the rest of the season. We'll see them in a bowl.
Yeah, we will. But you know, I always look forward to the bucket game at the end of the year.
I can't you to say I like Purdue.
You won't ever. You won't ever. You know, I have a lot of Purdue fans, and I wish them well.
But there in this area, there are a lot of alumni and fans.
Oh yes,
of Purdue, right?
Very many.
Yes.
Very many. Yes.
Yes. So
yeah,
again,
they remind me of that.
Again, congratulations to Purdue. I think the world was surprised when that score.
Oh yeah, I think that's the game of the week here.
Had to be.
Yeah.
But it was. It's hard to believe you're seeing what you're seeing.
And you know this. What do they call the championship series at the end in college football now? But this could knock Ohio State out.
They were ranked number two, and today they're number 11.
Yeah,
they're out of the top 10.
Yeah, and you know they have the top 4 there at the end. And, that could have been their season right there.
Absolutely,
because they always look to be able to go to that national championship game.
Right. Indiana might be represented by Notre Dame this year.
Could be.
They're unbeaten so far, so they may be among, as you say, the top 4 when the season ends. So we'll see.
Yep.
Girls basketball at CHS, the Lady Spartans.
It's almost
Their
there.
opening day is a week from this Thursday on November the 1st. So I guess it's time to talk about Lady Spartans.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I've been counting down, and
I know you have.
Yeah.
I know you have. A lot of girls to choose from for Coach Michael Thompson and his staff, because we had one senior, Tori Bostwick, who graduated. Everybody else returns.
Yep. And we'll have to see how that's worked out, and see who will be on the team this year. That I know that tryouts have been going on, and practice is going on.
Yeah, they're starting their second week of practice today. So it should be an interesting season. I know they want to better their record from a year ago.
Yeah, they do, and I think they can. That with that many seniors, they've been together and played since they were freshmen. Many of them started since they were freshmen. So by the time they're seniors, they're bigger, they're stronger, and have hopefully honed in on their skills.
In the conference, Greensburg's
pretty good.
They're pretty good. They went to the state last year and lost the state championship, but still a pretty good ball club.
They are, and well coached down there. Greensburg probably the team to beat in the conference, but you look at the EIAC for girls basketball, and it's tough, pretty tough from top to bottom. And,
strong teams in that
strong
conference.
teams. You never want to count out the Lions.
No.
Coach Marlowe does a terrific job over at Rushville. So I would say, though, that Greensburg and Rushville would have to be considered the cream of the crop.
Okay. And of course, the Spartans play both of them during the season and everything. So,
I think Spartans go to Greensburg down there this year, I believe, because I know that the girls play in the afternoon, the boys play at night. They play against Shelbyville, and it's always a long day or a long road trip, but one that I like. But so I'm pretty sure that Greensburg hosts the Spartans.
We'll find out here, because the Lady Spartans will have 12 home basketball games this season and 8 on the road. So that's good news for the people, especially season ticket holders.
Get your money's worth.
It's great to have 12 home games. The season opens, as we mentioned, on Thursday, November 1st, with New Palestine. They'll be followed by 3 away at Cardinal Ritter on the 8th of November, at Mount Vernon on the 9th, and at Centerville on November 16th. The next night, the 17th, Anderson comes to Spartan Bowl, and on Wednesday, the 28th, it'll be Union County's Lady Patriots coming to Connorsville. December the 1st, the girls go to Greensburg. There you are, Sam. And on the 4th, a Tuesday, the Lady Spartans host Newcastle. Saturday, the 8th, it'll be Lawrenceburg coming to Spartan Bowl. And on December 11th, Muncie Central will be here. And then on December 14th, a Friday, the home stand ends with South Dearborn. And that's the night when the Spartan boys also play South Dearborn, with the girls' game starting at 6, followed by the boys at 7:30. 2 varsity games at the price of 1.
What a bargain! What a bargain! You can't beat that. Fran, you look at that schedule. That month of November and December are brutal. I mean, there's some good teams there that Lady Spartans play.
Yes, they'll have to be at their best. And by the way, that night the junior varsity teams play in Spartan Arena. So they still get their games in and everything.
Yes, they do.
So that should be great. And I think the Spartans have at least one of those on the road, a doubleheader.
Yeah, I think so at Greenfield Central.
Yes.
That's kind of been a tradition right before Christmas, as I recall. But yeah, it's great for the fans. 2 for the price of 1.
Sure.
And, I think that when we've done that the girls like that as well, because the bowl fills up, especially in the second half for the boys' game, and it's just good to get that exposure, and hopefully that brings some of those fans back.
That's right. I think that's
well.
what the intent is, and again, I think it has to do with traveling and
Sure.
several different things that schools look at when they put out their schedules. On December the 18th, the Lady Spartans play at Greenfield, are back home on the 21st, meeting Batesville. The Rumble on the River tournament will be December 28th and 29th at Southwestern Hanover. That's I know Coach Thompson always looks forward to that.
Yeah, and I've been down there a few times for that, and it's a good time. Nice facilities, very compact, but the people down there at Southwestern treat us well, and it's a lot of fun. And you get to see some teams from all over the state that you might not normally get to see.
I don't know the other pairings, but they always bring us some quality basketball teams.
And in between times, it's right there by Madison, and Madison's a beautiful downtown, beautiful
Right,
that they have.
sure.
So there's some nice restaurants and things that people can go down, watch basketball in the morning, and then come back in the evening, and or back the next day.
Right.
So
let's hope the weather's great for the traveling and
Sure.
everything. So that again is at the end of the year that they go to play in that tournament. The January schedule begins on Friday the 14th or the 4th with a home game with Columbus East, then a trip to Richmond on the 8th. Franklin County comes to Connorsville Friday, January 11th. The girls go to Guerin Catholic on the 12th. The regular season final game is Friday, January the 18th with Pendleton Heights, and the season ends with 2 away games at Rushville on the 19th and East Central on the 24th. So that ends in January.
Yeah, it does. They did finally separate the boys and the girls tournament by
Yes.
moving the girls' schedule up a week or two, where before there was some overlap, and that I'm glad they did that, because I think that caused problems. And we had seen it before where games maybe have to be rescheduled or whatever, depending on the success of the girls.
Yes. Yes. If a school has the girls in the tournament as it nears its peak with the semis and the finals, why the schools then do have to reschedule.
Right. And they were moving championship games if boys' team was playing a sectional and the girls' team was either in semi-state or state finals. They were moving championship games to Monday night, which wasn't fair to the girls at all.
No, I agree. So hopefully they get that situation corrected and everything. And the girls' sectional opens on January the 29th, and it'll be at Mount Vernon near Fortville. I guess it's the Spartans have it one year and Mount Vernon has it the next year.
I thought we were getting it 2 years in a row, but
I thought so too, but
I don't know how they decided that.
we need this. We have this guy on the ice to say, "Hey, board of directors now."
Normally sits between us here.
We could see.
Well, we need to needle him a little bit. I like it when we host. Certainly in the EIAC, or not, excuse me, there too. But in that sectional field, we have the finest facility of all the teams that
I know.
feed
I
into
know.
that
I don't
sectional.
use the bowl all the time.
Right.
I mean, I would think it would.
And when it comes to boys basketball, between us and Richmond, we're the only ones that have gyms, I think, large enough to truly handle it. For years we would go to Newcastle when they were in 4A, but they've dropped to 3A. So now they're out of it. And,
Right. They host the 3A sectional, but I'm like you in Richmond. I'm not sure you need all that seating
for girls basketball sectional, right? But
Yes.
but it worked out very well at the friendly confines of Spartan Bowl.
I think so.
The most comfortable gym around.
It's the best one I've been in.
That's right.
You've been in more than I have, but it's a great facility, and I know the people like here, and as Brent and Shane Russell told us when they were on, officials like to come here.
They do.
They like the
They
exposure,
like the atmosphere,
because of the big crowds and everything. I know I spoke a couple of years ago. There was a lady official that did one of our ball games, and we were walking out of the Spartan Bowl together, and she just was telling me what a great facility it was, and she was from Terre Haute, and I thought, what a trip.
But pretty good trip over here. But,
I would think so, but she really enjoyed being an official at Spartan Bowl that night, she told me.
Well, and Coach Thompson always talks about this, and he's right. Nowhere we go does the pregame compare. We have Spartanettes and their cheerleaders, and the band is always there.
Yes.
And whether it's a girls' game or a boys' game, I mean, it's equal opportunity, and you don't see that on the road. On where we go, and we travel all over the state following both the Lady Spartans and the Spartans. And
does any school come close to the pregame ceremony we have?
Not for girls. Not for girls. Now, years ago, I remember going over to Martinsville and playing over there, and of course they had tremendous teams back. This was back during the McDivitt years, and they had similar activities.
Did they?
But they were state championship quality teams.
Yes. But it's a great opening ceremony, and gets the fans
Gets
excited
them revved up,
and everything.
Hopefully gets the players revved up. And it's that home court advantage, a little intimidation.
Just a little.
A little bit. So.
We might switch things here and talk about some boys basketball, or maybe college basketball to start with. Garrett Silcott, I guess you remember him.
Just a little bit, yeah.
He's at IU East. He's a Red Wolf now, and he's on their team, and they open their season on Tuesday, October 30th, so it's coming up next week.
Yeah,
and they'll be playing at Indiana Wesleyan. Does that ring a bell?
Well, you get to see his former teammate, Grant
That's
Smith.
right, though. These guys can talk about old times, I guess. He and Grant Smith.
Yeah.
Grant's a sophomore.
Yeah.
And
national championship.
I was going to
team.
say, I thought they won some championships last year.
In their division, national championship. So that's great. And that would be a fun game to see.
It should
because,
be. Yes.
Two tough, hard-nosed players going head-to-head, and I'm sure that they'd worked out and practiced against each other a time or two when they were in high school.
Yes, those kids were teammates.
And both of them just terrific kids.
I wish the best for them, and I don't know who to root for when those guys play each other.
That's hard to do. It's hard to do. Last year I went up to IU East, and we had a young man, Charles Peterson, that had played for the Spartans, was on the IU East team. And IU East is good. Really a good team last year.
Yes.
And I went up to watch him play, and Grant was there representing Indiana Wesleyan. Terrific basketball game.
I'll bet. Yeah. Speaking of that Henderson boy, he's at Marion University in Indianapolis this year, so we hope that he does well up there. But I'm kind of wondering what Grant and Garrett are thinking when they are out there. Hopefully they'll both get a play against each other.
I think they
probably
will.
But, Garrett's a great little guard.
Yes.
And
can do it all. He really can. So.
Yes. When that kid would dunk and Garrett would dunk and the crowd would, that's what they came to see, I would keep saying. Yeah. We've had some really good players go through Connersville.
We certainly have. We've been blessed.
Yes.
You've seen them for many years back when you were doing radio, and we're fortunate to cover state championship game, and had seen some great players, and I'm starting my 28th season of basketball here, and on the radio, and I've certainly been blessed, both girls and boys basketball, of seeing some of the best in the state come right out of Spartan Bowl.
Yes, we have. We've been well represented around the state, and with our kids that graduate here, and it's a good sign that we do things right here.
It is, and I know you feel this way too. What a privilege it's been for us.
Oh, absolutely.
To get to witness that and to get to bring it into people's homes.
We're lucky people, I think.
We are.
Yeah,
we are.
Really fortunate. So it's been a great run, and I'm not ready for it to quit yet.
I'm not either. Looking for big things. We talked about the girls, looking for big things out of them, and I think the boys as well. And we did lose a lot to graduation in the last 2 years, but Coach Brown will have these young men ready, and I think there's a lot of promise there that we saw from the younger ones that we've seen the last couple of years.
Right, the JV team, I know we haven't had a great deal of height in the years, but we've got some tall kids coming up from that JV team.
Yes, we do. We
And,
certainly do. And
So in a way, they were exciting to watch last year. I think only lost 3 games, I think.
yeah, I think set a school record
Something like that,
for a
right,
number of
yeah.
wins. Yeah.
So I'm anxious to see, and Kerry's and his staff's going to have a difficult time too. I think choosing the team from all the kids.
I think they will.
Yeah.
But that's a nice problem to have.
I would think so. That would, if you're going to have a problem, that's the one to have. Speaking of the boys, Union County on Wednesday, November the 21st.
That's the one I really look forward to when the bowl is full.
One of the greatest games of the year.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Right.
it is. And you talked about the officials. The officials, that's one that they want.
That's right.
Because
right.
it is full, and there's electricity in the air every year. And
It is. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's different.
We don't have homecoming in basketball here at CHS, but that's as close as you could come to it because people are in. They come in for the Thanksgiving holiday and the day before, and they come out and they get to see all their friends, and it's just such a great time.
It's quite a night, and I know Union County's always anxious to come here.
Yes, they are, and they still dribble the basketball from Liberty to Connersville that night. And
Patriots might be pretty good this year. They went to the regional last year. Took the sectional.
And you never want to overlook them.
Absolutely
they're a small
not.
school, but
They're always
they come in ready.
They're always a well-coached school, a well-coached team, and I know this will be no different this year.
And they will bring a tremendous crowd as well.
Yeah, they fill that northwest corner pretty well
Yes,
at
they do.
CHS, right. It's always an exciting time, and I know we have the girls starting a week from Thursday, and the boys will be coming up here shortly. So hopefully it will be a great season for the Spartans. As we mentioned, they open at Union County. I might talk a little bit about their schedule here. They have a 10 home and 10 away schedule this year. After the Union County game, they go to Delta on November the 24th, and they'll be at Rushville on November the 30th. They play at Shelbyville on December the 1st, and then they'll be home on the 8th of December to meet Pendleton Heights here at CHS. December 14th, it'll be South Dearborn here. On December 15th, that'll be at Richmond. Richmond, they have a new coach, don't they?
New coach, I'll get his name wrong. I don't know what it's Shabazz Khalik or Khalik
Something
Shabazz.
like.
He came from Fort Wayne North and had some great players up there and a lot of success. So Richmond's looking for big things out of this new coach.
I think he's got a couple of his boys that are from Fort Wayne North, I think so.
That have moved to Richmond, yes.
Yeah, their father works near Richmond or in Richmond, and they transferred. And as you say, they'll have some new faces at Richmond.
They will, and he can maybe build his team around those guys since they know him, and it'll take him a little while maybe to get his style set, but I'd say they're going to be a team to look out for.
Their former coach, Whitlow,
Rick Whitlow,
went to Lawrence North, and he took his boy with him, and he was one of the key players for the Red Devils last year. So.
Yeah, as a freshman, as I recall.
So big change at Richmond.
Big change.
Big change at Richmond. After that Richmond game, the Spartans will be going at Greenfield Central. As you pointed out, that's doubleheader.
Doubleheader.
And then they'll be breaking for the tourney at
Richmond, the wedding tournament.
Right, 26th to the 28th, the 3 days following Christmas. It'll be played. They'll pick up the second part of the season on January the 4th at Greensburg. They'll be playing Newcastle here at Spartan Bull on the 5th. On the 12th of January, they go to Muncie Central. Batesville comes to Connersville on January the 19th. It'll be at Mount Vernon, Fortville on January the 25th, and on the 26th, North Central. On February the 2nd, it'll be Lawrenceburg. February the 7th, it'll be East Central, and the Spartans will be playing New Palestine on February the 9th, the 15th at Franklin County, the 16th, Lawrenceburg here at Northeastern on the 19th. That closes the schedule and this show. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Spartan Sports Report.